2025 그리스도 TV 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 8월 11일 월요일 오전 7시 22분입니다. 영어 성경을 읽고 있습니다. 이번 시간은 구약성경 열왕기하 3장 1절부터 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Now Jehoram, the son of Ahab, began to reign over Israel in Samaria the 18th year of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, and reigned 20 years. And he wrote evil in the sight of the Lord, but not like his father and like his mother, for he put away the image of Baal that his father had made. Nevertheless, he referred unto the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. He departed not therefrom, and Mesa, king of Moab, was shipmaster, and rendered unto the king of Israel 100,000 lambs and 100,000 lambs with the wool. But it came to pass when Ahab was dead that the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel, and King Jehoram went out of Samaria the same time and numbered all Israel. And he went and sent to Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, saying, the king of Moab has rebelled against me. Wilt thou go with me against Moab to battle? And he said, I will go. I am as thou art, my people as thy people, and my horses as thy horses. And he said, which way shall we go up? And he answered, the way through the wilderness of Edom. So the king of Israel went, and the king of Judah, and the king of Edom, and they pitched a compass of 7 days journey, and there was no water for the horse and for the cattle that followed them. And the king of Israel said, Alas, that the Lord has called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab. But Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a prophet of the Lord, that we may inquire of the Lord by him? And one of the king of Israel's servants answered and said, He is Elisa, the son of Sabat, which poured water on the hands of Eliah. And Jehoshaphat said, the word of the Lord is with him. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. And Elisha said unto the king of Israel, what have I to do with thee? Get thee to the prophets of thy father, and to the prophets of thy mother. And the king of Israel said unto him, Nay, for the Lord has called these things three kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab. And Elisha said, as the Lord of hosts lives, before whom I stand, surely will it not that I regard the presence of Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, I would not look toward thee, nor see thee, but now bring me means minstrel, and it came to pass when the minstrel played that the hand of the Lord came upon him, and he said, thus says the Lord, make this belly full of ditches. For this says the Lord, ye shall not see wind, neither shall ye see rain, yet that belly shall be filled with water, that ye may drink, both ye and your cattle and your beasts. And this is but a right thing in the sight of the Lord. He will deliver the Moabites also into your hand, and ye shall smite every fenced city and every choice city, and shall fell every good tree, and stop all bells of water, and mar every good piece of land with stones. And they came to pass in the morning when the meat offering was offered, that behold, there came water by the way of Edom, and the country was filled with water. And when all the Moabites heard that the kings were come up to fight against them, they gathered all, that we are able to put on armor and avoid and stood in the border. And they rose up early in the morning, and the sun shone upon the water, and the Moabites saw the water on the other side as red as blood. And they said, this is blood. The kings are surely slain, and they have smitten one another. Now therefore Moab to the spoil. And when they came to the camp of Israel, Israelites rose up and smote the Moabites, so that they fled before them. But they went forward, smiting the Moabites even in their country, and they beat down the cities, and on every good piece of land cast every man his stone and filled it, and they stopped all the wells of water, and felled all the good trees, only in Gil Hareset if left the stones thereof, howbeit the slingers went about it and smote it. And when the king of Moab saw that the battle was too sore for him, he took with him 700 men that did swords to break through even unto the king of Edom, but they could not. Then he took his eldest son that should have reigned in his stead, and offered him for a burnt offering upon the wall, and there was great indignation against Israel, and they departed from him and returned to their own land. Now there cried certain women of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, Thy servant my husband is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord, and the creditor is come to take unto him my two sons to be bondmen. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid has not anything in the house, save a pot of oil. Then he said, Go borrow the vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrowed not a few. And when thou art coming, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. And it came to pass when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more, and the oil stayed. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, Go share the oil and pray thy debt, and arrive thou and thy children of the rest. And it fell on a day that Elisha passed to Sunem, where was a great woman, and she constrained him to eat bread, and so it was that as he passed by, he turned in cedar to eat bread. And she said unto her husband, Behold, now I perceive that this is an holy man of God, which passes by us continually. Let us make a little chamber, I pray thee, on the wall, and let us set for him there a bed, and a table, and a stool, and a candlestick, and it shall be when he comes to us that he shall turn in cedar. And it fell on a day that he came thither, and he turned into the chamber and lay there. And he said to Gehazi, is a servant, call this Shunammite. And when he had called her, she stood before him. And he said unto him, say now unto her, behold, thou hast been careful for us with all this care. What is to be done for thee? Wouldst thou be spoken for to the king or to the captain of the host? And she answered, I dwell among my own people. And he said, what then is to be done for her? And Gehazi answered, verily she has no child, and her husband is old. He said, call her. And when he had called her, she stood in the door. And he said, about this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son. And she said, nay, my Lord, thou man of God, do not lie unto thine handmaid. And the woman conceived and bare a son at that season that Elisa had said unto her, according to the time of life. And when the child was grown, it fell on a day that he went out to his father to the lepers. And he said unto his father, my head. And he said to Red, carry him to his mother. And when he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees till noon, and then died. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, and shut the door upon him, and went out. And she called unto her husband and said, send me, I pray thee, one of the young men and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of God and come again. And he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? It is neither new noon nor Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well. Then she settled on Asa and said to her servant, drive and go forward, select not thy writing for me, except I bid thee. So she went and came unto the man of God to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass when the man of God saw her effort up, that he said to Gehazi his servant, behold, yonder is that Shunammite. Run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, is it well with thee? Is it well with thy husband? Is it well with the child? And she answered, it is well. And when she came to the man of God to the hill, she caught him by 8 feet. But Gehazi came near to thrust her away, and the man of God said, let her alone, for her soul is vexed. within her, and the Lord has hid it from me, and has not told me. Then she said, did I desire a son of my Lord? Did I not say to not deceive me? Then he said to Gehazi, gird up thy inson, and take my step in thine hand, and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not, and if any salute thee, answer him not again, and lay my step upon the face of the child. And the mother of the child said, as the Lord lives, and as thy Israel lives, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed her, and Gehazi passed on before them, and laid the step upon the face of the child. But there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him, and told him, saying, the child is not awake. And when Elisa was coming to the house, behold, the child was dead, and laid upon his bed. He went in therefore, and shut the door upon them to wait, and prayed unto the Lord. And he went up and lay upon the child, and put his mouth upon his mouth, and his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands, and he stretched himself upon the child, and the pressing of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and worked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him, and the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes, and he called Gehazi and said, call this Shunammite. So he called her, and when she was come in unto him, he said, take up thy son. Then she went in and fell at his feet, and bowed herself to the ground, and took up her son, and went out. And Elisa came again to Gehazi, and there was the earth in the land, and the sons of the prophets were sitting before him. And he said unto his servant, set on the greater pot, and cease pot teas for the sons of the prophets. And one went out into the field to gather herbs, and found a wild vine, and gathered thereof, while the gold his rep full, and came and shredded them into the pot of pots, for they knew them not. So they poured out for the men to eat, and it came to pass, as they were eating of the pots, that they cried out and said, O thou man of God, there is death in the pot, and they could not eat thereof. But he said, then bring meal, and he cast it into the pot, and he said, pour out for the people, that they may eat, and there was no harm in the pot. And there came a man from Baal Salisa, and brought the man of God bread of the first fruits, 20 loaves of barley, and full years of corn in the husk thereof. And he said, give unto the people that they may eat. And his servitor said, what should I set this before 100 men? He said again, give the people that they may eat, for thus says the Lord, they shall eat and shall live thereof. So he said, eat before them, and they did eat and left thereof according to the word of the Lord. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him the Lord had given deliverance to Syria. He was also 80 men in Beir, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid, and she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, would God my Lord were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. And the one went in and told his Lord, saying, thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, go and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver and 6,000 pieces of gold and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, now when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou mayst recover him of his leprosy. And it came to pass when the king of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes and said, am I God to kill and to make alive? That this man also send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy. Wherefore, consider, I pray you, and see how he seeks cattle against me. And it was so, when Elisha, the man of God, had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, wherefore hast thou rent the clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. So Naaman came with his horses and with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and the flesh shall come again into thee, and thou shalt be clean. But Naaman was lost and went away, and said, behold, I thought he will surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, and strike his hand over the place, and recover the leper. Another Abana and Purple rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel. May I not was in them and be clean. So he turned and went away in reason. And his servants came near and spake unto him and said, My father, if the prophet had bid thee to some great thing, wouldst thou not have done it? How much rather than when he says to thee, was and be calling, then when he down and did himself 7 times in Jordan, according to the saying of the man of God, and his praise came again like unto the praise of a little child, and he was calling. And he returned to the man of God, he and all his company, and came and stood before him, and he said, Behold, now I know that there is no God in all also, but in Israel. And now therefore I pray thee, take a blessing about thy servant. But he said, As the Lord lives, before whom I stand, I will receive none. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. And Naaman said, Shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant to mulch burden of earth, for thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other gods, but unto the Lord. In this thing, the Lord pardon thy servant that when my master goes into the house of Rimmon to worship there, and he leans on my hand, and I bow myself in the house of Rimmon. When I bow down myself in the house of Rimmon, the Lord pardon thy servant in this thing. And he said unto him, Go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, said, Behold, my master has spared Naaman this Syrian in not receiving yet his hands that which he brought, but as the Lord lives, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, Is all well? And he said, All is well. My master has sent me, saying, Behold, even now they come to me from Mount Ephraim to young men of the sons of the prophets, give them, I pray thee, the talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. And Naaman said, Be content to take 2 talents. And he urged him and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 changes of garments, and laid them unto laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand and bestowed them in the house, and he let the men go, and they departed. But he went in and stood before his master, and Elisa said unto him, Whence comest thou, Gehazi? And he said, Thy servant went not whither. And he said unto him, Went not mine heart with thee, when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it a time to receive money, and to receive garments, and olive yards, and vineyards, and sheep, and oxen, and men servants, and maid servants? The leprosy therefore of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto the seed forever. And he went out from his presence, a leper as white as snow. And the sons of the prophets said unto Elisa, Behold, now the place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us. Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take tents, every man a beam, and let us make us a place there where we may dwell. And he answered, Go ye. And one said, Be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. So he went with them, and when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood. But as one was falling of him, the axe head fell into the water, and he cried and said, Alas, master, for it was borrowed. And the man of God said, Where fell it? And he showed him the place, and he cut down a stick and cast it in a cedar, and the iron did serve. Therefore said he, Take it up to thee. And he put out his hand and took it. Then the king of Syria warred against Israel, and took counsel with his servants, saying, In such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, Beware that thou pass not such a plate, for cedar thy Syrians come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him, and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, Will ye not shew me whither of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elisa the prophet that is in Israel. Tell us, the king of Israel, to what is to speakest in thy bedchamber? And he said, Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dodan. Therefore sent he cedar horses and chariots and great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth before the host compassed the city both with horses and chariots, and his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisa prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisa. And when they came down to him, Elisa prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite these people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisa. And Elisa said unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass when they were come into Samaria that Elisa said, Lord, open the eyes of these men that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisa, when he saw them, My father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, Thou shalt not smite them. Wouldst thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with thy sword and with thy bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink, and go to their master. And he prepared great provision for them. And when they had eaten and drink, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the bandits of Syria came no more into the land of Israel. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad king of Syria gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until on Es's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of capable of dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help my Lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the wine press? And the king said unto her, What ails thee? And she answered, This woman said unto him, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she has hid her son. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his breast. Then he said, God do so and more also to me, if the head of Elisa, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on him this day. But Elisa said in his house, and the elders said with him, and the king sent a man from before him. But the messenger came to him. He said to the elders, see ye how this son of a murderer has sent to take away mine head. Look, when the messenger comes, shut the door and hold him fast at the door. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him? And while he yet talked with them, behold, the messenger came down unto him, and he said, behold, this evil is of the Lord. What should I wait for the Lord any longer? 열왕기하 6장 33절까지 읽어봤습니다. 7장은 다음 시간에 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 안녕히 계십시오.